IUIC Austin. You ain't subscribed yet? What are you waiting for? Hit that button. Subscribe today.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9.
Listen up.
Two are better than one.
Two are better than one. Come on.
Because they have a good reward.
They have a what?
A good reward.
That's a good benefit. A reward is something good, right? Come on.
For their labor.
For their what?
For their labor.
Their work, their knowledge, their understanding, even worshiping the Most High God. Watch this, read.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
So you might fall. Doing your understanding, doing your walk in this truth, you might fall. You will. But the Lord said, once you have that unity, you have that bond, that brotherhood, guess what? You have someone to do what?
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
And that's what you see here. Even if I was to fall, guess what? I can depend on my brothers to help me up. But if I was by myself, what would have happened? What would happen? Read.
But woe to him that is alone.
The woe means destruction. That's guaranteed to happen. When you by yourself and you think you can do this by yourself, guess what? Satan is going to devour you.
Right.
It happens all the time. We've seen it happen. They say, you know what? All this understanding, I can do it by myself. I don't need to be involved in all the drama. But God says, listen, I'm working on a nation of people. That's right. Not any ordinary nation. I'm working on a nation of kings and priests. Royalty, right? Read now. Go to Proverbs chapter 13 and 20.
Yes, sir.
I want you to listen to this. It's very important. Don't never let Satan convince you that you can do this by yourself. Don't never let him do it. That's his ultimate trump card. Listen, if I could get you by yourself, guess what? I can devour you. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 13 verse 20.
He
that walketh with wise men.
Walketh with what?
With wise men shall be wise.
He shall be wise. Meaning you surround yourself, that men that'll hold you accountable, make sure you go on the right path. Guess what? You shall be wise yourself. Right. Go over scripture. Overcome your downfall. Like you just mentioned earlier. That weed smoking, that's something that's plaguing our community. Right? So if you're able to have that resource to help you overcome it, the Lord said you will be wise. You shall be wise. Read.
But a companion of fools.
Now you are who you surround yourself around. Read.
Shall be destroyed.
You shall be destroyed. If I'm hanging around a bunch of drug dealers, what's guaranteed to happen to me? Huh? What's guaranteed to happen to me?
Violence.
You yourself will be that same drug dealer. There's only two paths. Death or you in jail. And then guess what? That's another check off your oppressor's list. All right? You just another statistic. Come on.
Evil pursueth sinners.
It says evil pursueth sinners. Meaning when you turn your back on the system and the instructions of God, you will be pursued by judgment. Come on.
But the righteous, good shall be repaid.
Now go to Ecclesiastes 41, verse 15. Read that. Sirach. Yes, Sirach.
Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 15.
Listen up.
A man that hideth his foolishness.
The man that hold his what?
Hideth his foolishness.
Come on.
Is better than a man that hideth his wisdom.
You see that? So the Lord is encouraging you. Use the information that he gives you. Don't just sit on it. Don't just walk by when the information is coming out. Don't do that. Instead, take hold of it. Afterwards, gather yourselves with your brothers. That way, the Lord can glorify and strengthen the community. Right now, we are a community that's disarray. Left and right, we are known as what? Living in the ghettos. Right? They'll call your hood a hood. Why they call it a hood for? Why is it that they call ourselves the hood? You think they calling Elon Musk his neighborhood a hood or a ghetto? They ain't doing that. Instead, they building what we just drove down here. They got Tesla's warehouse. He just shut down one and opened right next door.
SpaceX.
What's it called?
SpaceX.
SpaceX. You think that's considered a ghetto? You think that's considered a hood? No. But everywhere we live at, it's called a hood or a ghetto.
That's right.
But the reason why that was allowed is because we turned our back on God. Zechariah. Why?
Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 11.
Come on.
But they refuse to hearken.
You see that? We refuse to hearken to the instructions of God. Come on.
And pulled away the shoulder.
We did what?
And pulled away the shoulder.
What does it mean to pull away the shoulder? Lord is giving you instructions. He said, my people pulled away the shoulder. They did what?
Turned away.
They turned away. Read on.
They pulled away the shoulder.
Come on.
And stopped their ears.
What would that mean? Stop their ears. Instructions coming out. Wisdom is coming out. And then the people not only turn their shoulder, they stop their ears. That means they didn't want to listen to who? They didn't want to listen to God.
That's right.
They didn't want to listen to their power.
Read it out.
Read.
That they should not hear.
That they should not hear what? the instructions of God.
Right.
Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
Bring it out.
So we encourage our brothers, know who you are. You're not just ordinary folks. You're
Right.
not just niggas.
Right.
All right? You're not just Texicans or
Bring it out.
Austins. No, the Lord called you Israelites,
That's
a
right.
chosen, blessed seed. Right? Read on.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
This is where they were stopping their ears from. Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Uh-huh.
But it shall come to pass,
It will happen.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Come on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
All his
You
commandments.
see what the people was turning their shoulders, stopping their ears to? The commandments of God. How do we treat one another? What days we should congregate?
Right.
The Sabbath day, not Domingo, not Sunday.
Right.
But the Holy Sabbath, where we saw an example of Christ keeping what day? What day did we see Christ keeping? Saturday, the Sabbath. Right? In the church, they teach you what day? Sunday. So that's backwards. So when y'all go to these churches, y'all need to say, hold up, I got an example here in Luke chapter 4, 16, what God commanded, and Christ is keeping that as an example for us to keep. Read.
Keep, I command thee this day, that all these curses.
That is all these what?
All these curses.
You living in the hood is a curse. You breaking the Lord's Sabbath, having to go to one of these rinky-dink stores and not own it when your oppressors own it, right? Who own those stores back there? Not one of us, right? That's a curse. Read.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
It will take hold of you, meaning it will come to an existence. Now you walking up and down these streets, breaking the Lord's Sabbath, and you giving all your money to another nation.
Right.
Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city.
What's the name of this city right here? We reading Bible prophecy, y'all. The Bible's a true book.
That's right.
It said, y'all Israelites, y'all will be cursed in the city for pulling a shoulder, stopping your ears from hearing instructions, right? Not following the wise men, instead following fools. Okay, read.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
And that's our foreparents. Here we go. Did this not happen?
got 2 minutes. Put on in.
We got images of, they make sure we wouldn't forget. They remind us all the time of the what? The fields. And we just read, cursed shall thou be in the field. What was the reason why we cursed again? Let's see if y'all listening.
We're not listening and we turned our back.
There we go. So the Lord said, cursed shall you be. Not only in the city, whatever city you decide to move to. I don't care if it get too bad in one hood and you decide to move somewhere else because it might be nice. The Lord said they will pursue you. Give me that in verse 45. Read.
Verse 45.
Come on.
Moreover, all these curses
All those bad things, come on.
shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee.
They shall what?
Pursue
What do
thee.
pursue me? Remember I just told you, huh?
Chase.
Chase you wherever you go. You might say, it's too hot over here. I got to go somewhere else. Lord said, listen, you can go, I don't care how far you go. As long as you keep breaking my commandments, those curses going to follow you.
That's right.
And guess what? You might move to another city and say, you know what? You only qualify to live in this area. What's that called? Redlining, right?
Right.
You only your resources that you're bringing in only qualifies you to live in this neighborhood, what they deem as a hood.
Right.
What they call the name of the HUD housing, right? I know that's all over America. That's the curses, y'all. There's no HUD housing for the white man.
Right.
There's no HUD housing for the Arab man.
Right.
Read.
And overtake thee till thou be
Till
destroyed.
you be destroyed. Till you realize who you are and know your value. Know who you are. Then the Lord will begin to fight for us and defend us. At this moment.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is